And welcome back to The Factor Uncensored. The wedding rush is crazy this year. Almost 3 million people are expected to go to the chapel, making this year's wedding season one of the busiest ever in 40 years. All of this despite the rising cost of everything. My next guest has advice for couples who want to ball on a budget for their ceremony.
So, Delcina, a lot of people have found themselves locked behind doors during the pandemic. Now people are out and about, and we have a record number of weddings this year.
We do. We were dealing with all the rescheduled weddings. They're back. They're back on. The galas are back. The conferences are back. Everybody's back, and they're ready to celebrate.
They're back, but it's going to be more expensive. Inflation is hitting us everywhere, from the gas pump to the grocery store to weddings, right?
So weddings to rents to vendors. I mean, the floral market, Ubers on the weekend, everything has gone up, and we're just doing our best to recalibrate because it's happening no matter what.
And so are couples finding it difficult to afford that dream wedding now?
Absolutely. We're finding people that are willing to do things that, for us, what we're doing is we're recalibrating. Let's do smaller. Let's not do 300 guests. Let's do 75 guests. Let's do something that it can be still grand. It can still be fabulous, but now we're helping offset some of that cost. Let's provide transportation now. Let's provide, an accommodation for hotels. So we're trying to do things to offset some of the cost for the guests because it's just ridiculously overpriced these days.
Like wedding dinners at Luby's, right?
Oh. No, you got your aunt coming in. That's what I'm thinking. Now, my aunt can cook, and I'm like, oh, but is she licensed? Yeah, no, we don't want that for sure.
Do you have to tell some couples, okay, we can't cut it that close. We can't cut it that low.
Absolutely. I love Mickey's soul food like everybody else, but Mickey's is coming to drop off the food, honey. They're not bringing a plate, a fork, a knife. And so that's what I'm doing. I'm trying to encourage people that let's not cut the service. Let's cut the guest count so that, this is Zoom era. Everybody can join virtually, We don't have to exclude so many people, but there's ways to do it for sure. Definitely ways to do it.
And what about the supplies? Like I'm hearing wedding dresses are taking longer. Maybe some party rental supplies are taking longer as a result of the pandemic as well.
Absolutely. Wedding dresses are stuck in China. That's the biggest thing. We go through that every year with Lunar Year, but right now they're just stuck. So now we're expecting 6 to 8 months instead of, 3 to 4. So it's definitely impacting the dress market, but also the florals. We're the growers. We're now 4 times the cost. So yeah, it's definitely affecting us with the vendors, the rents, it's just gone up tremendously.
What advice would you have for someone who's planning their wedding? Obviously, we're looking at 2.5 million, the most we've seen in decades here in this country in 1 year. What advice are you telling people in this tough economic time in dealing with planning a wedding?
Intimate, meaningful, impactful weddings are now. You can still have a luxury on a smaller scale. Invite them virtually, but focus on wedding experiences as opposed to all the frills. The experience is what's going to last longer. So recalibrate, readjust. Smaller.
Absolutely. Delcina Hagley, she is owner of Fabulous Beginnings by Delcina & Company. Glad to have you here on The Factor Uncensored.